Hey guys, it's Anthony and
Katya.
we're super excited to speak to you guys today about Anka New Human and what is the origin story of this beautiful online school we're creating for everyone, and also who are the members and the founders of this new tribe and this new space and community for awakening. So without further ado, I'm going to pass the mic to my beloved Katya to share about who she is, what is her background, her story, her truth, and what we're creating for you guys very soon.
Thank you. Well, it's a story of a life, but we will try to make it shorter and to share with you the most important things. Anka New Human was born as a project in Nepal. In fact, this journey started in Nepal, and it started after we received one Buddhist initiation, which Anthony will share later about. But it started also as a reflection or extension of the path and love that we shared. And in fact, for me personally, I had these feelings and idea before that to share about love, to do something more about union. And I didn't want to call it like twin flame and all these things, as I just don't like this word. It is so much abused, and most of the time when people say twin flame, they really don't know what they're speaking about. But with us, I just wanted to share about love. But then at a certain point in our journey and in our initiation, when we were in Nepal, and we received Buddhist initiation, and after that, and we stayed at the time in monastery, in fact, at the guest house at the monastery area with the monks, and it was really special frequency. And one day we've been sitting after breakfast and we just started to channel and create this school. So the first practices, the first structure was coming there for us. And maybe Anthony wants to share more about this.
Yeah, and in fact, our origin might have happened when we met in Tiruvannamalai in South India, when we connected our hearts together under the sacred mountain. If you don't know, Arunachala is the home of the spiritual heart and the spiritual heart teachings. And when we connected, in fact, we felt from the very beginning that there was a profound, profound sense of love, a profound sense of sacredness in this connection. And it went beyond, and it was already showing signs at that stage in 2024. It was showing signs already of being something extraordinary, being something extraordinary, and something outside of the box, outside of the romanticism that people have about love and relationships, and the kind of, modern movie love story, meet in an ordinary circumstances, have an ordinary plot line, and climax and finale. This was absolutely something of another nature altogether. We connected through profound sense of surrender, surrender to love, surrender as bodhisattvas. And people don't know, bodhisattva is someone who holds the compassion in their heart more than anything else. They hold the sacrifice, they hold truth in their heart more than anything anyone else will tell them. And that's because they have full devotion in their heart to truth. And our connection means that. And every day we feel so many times how we're reminded of that we're not here to preach a artificial message or something about love that's not true. We're here to share what really is love for us. And of course, that isn't to dishonor what other people are experiencing in their connections. And this is important to understand, that everyone has a unique version of this kind of love. However, to attain that kind of love, this is what the Anka New Human path is. To find your beloved, whether it's animal, tree, whatever it is, whoever it is, it's out there. And this is what this connection really means. And so our connection was like this from the very beginning, that we knew it wasn't something human. We knew it was something, that's why we call it the new human, because it wasn't something that, let's say, has historically been the case for humanities for at least several hundreds of years, but I would say probably a few thousand years. And this is because it revolves around the union and the connection with spirit and the dissolution of self, or the ego self, into, and the identifications into the space of love itself. And it's totally possible for you to experience that with your beloved and with somebody else, essentially. It doesn't have to be just something you read in a book or something that you romanticize about, because there are people who romanticize about this kind of connection and feel that this is something real for them. And we are here as a living proof, as a confirmation that this love is real, and this love is pure, and we want others to find that love, and we want others to experience that love. And if you are familiar also with the Gene Keys, they also share about this in different traditions as well. They share about this, let's say, tantric form or sacred form of connection. That, and just for those who don't know, this isn't the tantra of neo movements, or like Osho, or I don't know, some Kama Sutra kind of connection. This is the tantra of the self. This is the tantra of Dzogchen. This is the tantra of getting to know your true self. And in today's world, this is a really, first of all, contested subject, word, but really this is something that requires two individuals to be fully ready to die, fully ready to die for this love. Because as we will share,
Or to die in this love.
to die in this love, for this love, in all the ways for the love. Because and we'll share now about how we got here and what we've discovered from this, and where and what it is that we're sharing with you guys now. It's gonna take you on a mind-boggling journey. So just sit tight, have your tea with you, and let's get started.
Let me introduce myself. As you know, my name is Katya, and this journey for me has a special place in my heart. And not that I wanted, or like had this idea to create a school or something like this, though I always felt a call in my heart to do work and create something with my beloved, which before I had different attempts to do this in previous relationship, but it was never to that full kind of extension, to this full amount of what is possible to share, because it has to be right qualities, it has to be right ingredients. And I feel that, yeah, with Anthony we found these ingredients, and we found this deep connection, as he shared, in the Arunachala, which is the place of the spiritual heart. And the drive for me was just to share about the love, as I said before, the real love. And I was before on a spiritual path for 10 years, and also working with people and creating different methods. One of the method I created called Creator Course, in fact, when I teach people and I help them to move, to guide, to create a consciousness, to explain and teach how to work with timelines and all these profound things. But the irony is that for me, to come to that level and to this union and to share from the space which I share now, I had to let go in that. Even their manifestation, even the timeline and all the things, because, and that's what I joked later when I said the last lesson, in fact, about creator codes and about being creator is to let go your own creation, is to let go any tries or attempts to manifest anything or to create, and just to become fully a reflection of God itself, of creation of God. When you live in each and every moment with such an alignment with truth in your heart that you don't need anymore to try to create something, you don't need anymore to try to manifest, you don't need anymore to try to understand. You just live every moment from a fullness, from presence, and that itself creates or unfolds the reality in front of you. And that's a certain alchemy that we're experiencing, and that's became this drive, this motivation to share that, and as well all other downloads, let's say, we received later on.
So yeah, if I just share from my own journey and who am I, as you know, my name's Anthony, and I'm originally, from my backstory, originally from England, born in London and then raised abroad, essentially a third world cultured individual. My soul, let's say, karmically grew up outside of its birth environment and basically like a baby taken from the nest, like a bird that has to leave the nest. I left at a young age and had to grow up in abroad, in French-speaking country, and then also in very different environments, rural Switzerland eventually. And this cultivated an individual who's, let's say, thinks outside the box. Because from those experiences of growing up outside, not living in one place for a long time, especially in the developmental years, means that your identity is not very fixed and you're like have a transient, have a lucid identity.
And yes, as Anthony said, this love or the union field itself requires you to be ready to die into it. Even if when you really go into this journey, it triggers or brings to a surface everything which separates you from truth or God or love, which at the end just one frequency, love, truth, and God. And that's the main reason why we're sharing this, and how we saw what love and how we saw the miracles that this love was doing to us and keep doing, and how things are opening or unfolding in the most mysterious, unpredictable way, and so many things already happen and flourish from that. And that's when your life become effortless. And as I said before about myself, I have this creator code system I developed. I also had before a method I created called Dream It Real, and also several ways of how to work with women and help them to reconnect with their female power, open their centers, their energy system. And I would say that these all the wisdom, all the knowledge of the practices I had before, it's coming now to this container of Anka New Human.
I'm also at a stage where I'm taking a lot of the work that I've been studying and learning over the years, including in my path to awakening and through the Tantra and also the yogic path as well. This is some of the bedrock of also, literally the bedrock of the Anka New Human course, as our first module is heavily yoga focused, as well as doing some of the reprogramming work that Katya mentioned. And as well, my own personal favorite Ayurveda and the use of ancient medicine, ancient medicinal techniques, alternative medicine, naturopathy, whatever is your preferred name. This is a really integral part of my life, my daily practice, my what they call the dinacharya, my routine. It's very sacred for me, and it's something that I share with a lot of people, how to bring the sacredness into your daily routines and your practices, and the transformative effects I've seen in countless amount of people that I work with, as well as in my own life. And just even simply sharing this information, and seeing the wonder on people's faces when they find out something that is so simple but is so effective. And this has been really characteristic of my path, is I'm sharing a lot of seeds of wisdom and a lot of knowledge that is essentially the nature of knowledge, to surprise you, to show you something that for ordinary life, for ordinary living, as I was sharing with you guys at the beginning of this video, the ordinary life, the ordinary way of living. And when I mean ordinary with a quote unquote, it's the ordinary of the last 400 years cycle. It's the ordinary of codependency, of victimization, of a loss of freedom, a loss of connection to the soul, to the self. And that's everything that Katya and I are against. It's everything that we've revoked, and is everything that we are here to transform into people's lives. Because, as is almost blatantly obvious in 2026, the corruption, the dissolution, the failings of governments, and all of the things that are happening on a social level and a political level and a diplomatic level is horrendous. And we can all say that. You don't have to be spiritual. You don't have to know a lot about history to see that even today is a disaster. And so we are this group, and there are others like us, and there's more that will crop up. Individuals who are sharing from a space of integrity, sharing from a space of truth, that this is a time to change, and this is what my path and Katya's path is about. So, and yeah, so maybe we share about Anka, and what is Anka, and
What is the meaning of it?
yeah, what is the meaning of this mystical, mysterious blossom flower that has arisen from the murky waters, like a lotus flower. It has arisen at, ironically, a perfectly timed moment in our history as humanity, because this type of work might possibly be the most important work that anyone can do in this age, because in our combined efforts, and especially in my own path, I'm working a lot with different systems and working at making these systems holistic, so that they target each area of your life, so that you're not just left with a spiritual thing up here and then some physical thing here, and then also some mentalism here, but a full integrated crescendo, a full harmony. And that's really what Anka New Human is. So for those of you who will join us in September, you're going to get a course which is holistic, and it works on the first three chakras primarily, which means that it's purifying your whole physical life. It's purifying the material level of your existence. And for a lot of people, that's one of the biggest obstacles, is in fact the material life. Of course, for some of us, our spiritual life is a big challenge also, and that depends on what is your karma and your purpose here. But for a lot of people who are here as souls trying to purify a lot of the dense elements, this course is really for you guys. It's for those of you who want to let go of these attachments and the sticky elements of our past, of our history, of our patterns, especially the negative ones and the fear-driven ones. In this container, we're here to revoke, we're here to remove those completely. And that's really why we've chosen the phoenix, because if you know the name, Anka is Turkish word for phoenix. And in fact, this is also our initials put together, An, which is mine, and Ka is Katya's. So Anka, which also resembles the Turkish word for phoenix, is our school. And another hidden element for those of you, we also have the Ankh, which is a dear symbol of us because our connection goes very far back to a long, long time ago in ancient world, in ancient Egypt. So this love, this connection is really connected to a very deep ancient time when there was Atlantis, and even prior to this, but Atlantis was where we really left a mark on the earth. So if the third element, which is also part of our name, is the Ankh, and the Ankh is the symbol of the Egyptian eternal life, or the womb. Maybe Katya can also share about that, because I know this symbol is very sacred for the divine feminine, and since I have the divine feminine embodied next to me, I would like to also hand it over to Katya.
Well, Ankh is a key of life and death. Through death to life, it's a key of the absolute alignment. It also has kind of a symbol of cross, but on the top, it's not a cross, it's this symbol. And it's when you go through the portal to activate yourself, your true nature, your spirit, and when you bring everything in perfect alignment, in perfect harmony. And harmony is a really important word here. In fact, I remember once I've been in the workshop where my teacher at the time, Sundari, she gave a whole workshop sharing about Ankh and the meaning of Ankh, which is itself very deep and profound because it's a sacred geometry, it's an ancient symbol. Let's say Ankh is how we used to open portals in Egypt, and we still can do if we know the technology. But the point is not just to bring the knowledge or wisdom from the past here to present, but to also remove what doesn't serve anymore, or what bad or negative contracts or ideas were formed, and as well to see and to learn how we can apply that wisdom here and now. Because we can't just copy paste, because the wisdom that we had at the time is not fully relevant right now. You need to find a way also how to apply it so it will create harmony here and now, because harmony there and harmony here is different, because different environment, different conditions. So we need to always apply what we even receiving. For example, when we're channeling something, we're receiving, let's say, from a future. Let's say when we channel, we receive from future timeline. But then we have to ask ourselves, but how I can apply it here and now? Because sometimes when we receive some messages and information from the spirit, we receive it, but it's not even for now. We need to, for example, write down something and put it and know that we're going to use it like in some future. We don't know even when, how long time it will take. And something we can apply straight away. So it's always a mystery unfolding in front of us, and we're part of this mystery. And Anka school itself is a mystery, even if it has a structure, which you can see on the website. It has 3 modules. Each module has certain themes, and we write down through each week what you're gonna discover, what gonna be the lessons, the themes there, and also practices. We're gonna have recorded practices, all lessons. We're gonna have also webinars online where we're gonna share something, and we're gonna also do transformative practices like healing, like reprogramming, and also some lectures that can't be just recorded because it's also part of transmission. So these things also you can all check. We already created a schedule, and then you can feel which part aligns with you, or maybe all three.
Just stay tuned for more, as we're going to be sharing more and more as this school grows and develops over time. And this is also a community. This is also a space where you can unlock and activate these new codes, these new frequencies, because we don't say this lightly, that we've spent the last 6 months specifically, and in fact 9 months, as Katya said, since our time in Nepal, where we were channeling this course downloading. This is not a course made through logic and structure. Although we have structured this course comes from an absolutely different dimension to how most people understand creativity and expression.
And as well, we had to go through our own initiatic path, which, for example, took place in Bali, where we went to several places
This year,
through several locations, and each place we had to pick up several codes, go through inner process individually or together. So it's all not just downloading information, but also grounding it in a body, so we can share with you the experience, not just the knowledge, but the wisdom that happens only when we ground a knowledge through experience in a body.
yeah, and that's just a testimony to the real reality that we went through this journey ourselves. Everything that we're sharing doesn't come from some theoretical place, but it comes from real practical reason. It comes from real experiential side of reality, and that was really integral to creating Anka New Human, because we need to bring people back into their bodies, as we've shared in previous transmissions. This course and this school is really for those who are ready to get out of their minds, get out of the thinking, get out of their personality, and start to connect directly with your spirit, with your soul, and then ultimately with your spirit. So we are facilitating that. We're here for you guys. We can't wait to share and transmit as well through live transmissions. And the live transmissions, that's when we're also going to be giving very powerful practices, where we'll be live, present with you all, and supporting with our energy and our transmission. And then our pre-recorded material, which we've done this year, which is made specifically for you in your own personal time. And there'll be recordings as well for those of you who can't make the online course and transmissions, we'll also have the recordings for you guys as well. So thank you all, and we look forward to seeing you guys very soon.
Comment Anka if you want to receive more information. Check our website in a bio and share any questions with us or thoughts. If you need our guidance, if you want to book a free discovery call so you could see if this program will be a match for you or not, then please do it. We are happy to support you and guide you on this path.
Like, comment, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Follow us on TikTok and Threads as well, where we post on all these forums, so everyone has access to our material and is up to date. And as well, you can join our emailer as well by going to our website. See you guys very soon in September.